there are certain phrases where we stop talking where we shouldn't stop talking. And this is like when we say, all right, going back to like Thomas Edison and the light bulb. You know, the story is he tried 1,000 different ways before he figured out how to before he invented the light bulb that ultimately he brought out to the public. And so what we say in our lazy talk is he failed until he didn't. You know, it didn't work. Vinbonics, yeah. So when we say it didn't work or this doesn't work, we're not finishing the sentence. What the completed sentence is, this didn't work the way I wanted it to. So do you feel the difference there? Do you hear the difference? This didn't work, period. End of conversation, no more possibilities. This didn't work the way I wanted it to means that there's still possibilities of finding the way you want it. Edison made thousands of light bulbs that worked. Some worked for 2 seconds. Some worked for 5 minutes. Some worked and then blew up. They all worked. Well, many of them worked, just not the way he wanted it to. In a way where the light stayed on for an extended period of time. So, finish the sentence. We live in this soundbite world and world of conclusion where we don't finish our thoughts, we stop halfway. So when you're talking, be aware, and even when you're thinking, be aware of how you're phrasing the sentences. Are you cutting yourself off before you're finished? Are you saying this doesn't work, period? Or do you really mean this doesn't work the way I want it to, so I'll keep looking? And again, it's your choice. If you want to stop looking, then stop looking. But from an empowered, and how does ADD fit into this, squirrel? Yeah. Well, ADD is awesome because then you haven't hit the wall. You've just bounced off of it, and now you're going somewhere else. So you haven't stopped yourself. You're still in motion. You still have possibilities. We all have aspects of it. So many of us, especially in the spiritual realm, so many of us have some aspect of it. Robin's child has autism, and I can't tell you how many traits that I share with this kid that I'm surprised I haven't been diagnosed with it as well. So don't sweat it. It's still possibilities. It's still open. It's not, I've got ADD or I've got ADHD, period. It's, okay, I have trouble keeping my focus, so I'm going to focus on something else, then I'm going to come back, then I'm going to go over here, then I'm going to come back. But at least you can come back. There are ways of coping. There are tools that you can find and you can use to make it work. Just because it's not the way that everybody else does it, the norm, whatever the hell norm is, other than that guy who was on Cheers. Norm! Just because you're not doing it the way other people do it doesn't mean you're not doing it right. It doesn't mean that you don't have possibilities. Look at Stephen Hawking. Guy's in a wheelchair. He's got virtually no body use whatsoever. He writes books. He's one of the most brilliant physicists in the world. There was a woman, I don't know her name, I was watching one of the TED speeches. It was this woman, she's an athlete, she's a double amputee, she had both her legs cut off, and she's a runner, she's a fitness expert or something like that. Interesting. So just because you do it differently, find another way. That's all. It's that simple. So finish the sentence. Don't put that period in too soon. Don't go, I have this illness, period. It's no, I have this condition that causes that where I find I need to go other ways of approaching things than most other people. So you finish the sentence, and now you've got possibilities instead of conclusion, and instead of hitting that wall.